What's going on? So anyway, I don't know if you noticed any difference or not from my last videos, but there's two things that are different. Last time we went off-road and we used the winch, and I had the fairlead just welded on there, and I had to just tack weld it on there. Clearly my tack welds aren't very good because the welds broke when we were winching. And yeah, the fairlead's just hanging there right now. So I need to reattach it or re-weld it or bolt it on or something. Clearly my tack welding wasn't good enough. But what I did today was I put the fog lights on. And I got them for $5 at one of the swap meets where I go twice a year. And we go to the swap meet and we're there all weekend, and we buy and sell. We're vendors there too, so we buy and sell car parts and stuff like that. But I bought those fog lights from my neighbor there in Burroughs Creek at the Barrie Automotive Flea Market, and I got them for $5. They were old fog lights, and but they were still in the package, and they work good. You know, for $5, I'm pretty happy with them. We've had this thing out in the dark, and the headlights are not the greatest. You can see they're kind of yellow and foggy, the plastic lenses. I mean, they work, but anyway, now I've got these fog lights. I put them on today. I only had to run one wire. They're a one wire deal because they ground the bolt and nut that holds it on. They ground out to the steel bumper, and that's your negative. So you only have to run a positive wire to a switch. So it's pretty straightforward there. I put a nut right there on it. I just drilled a hole down through in line with that hole. I drilled a hole there, and then in line with this hole on this side, yeah, I drilled a hole there. So I didn't do any measuring or anything. I just lined it up with my eyeball and started drilling. So I drilled a hole on each side, a pilot hole, and then I drilled the 5/16 hole, put the nut on the bottom, made sure they were grounded, and I did that by testing, by putting power to these wires. I put power to each wire to make sure that each one would work, and they work. I got them dirt cheap. I think it was $5 or $10 for both of them at Burroughs Creek. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn them on. Maybe I'll show you the switch. That's the switch that comes with the fog lights there, and I think I did a pretty good job of making it look almost factory. There was a bezel around the switch and a plastic bracket that's supposed to screw under your dash, and I took the switch and knocked it out of the bracket, and I just used one of these factory blanks. These blanks, they just come out. They just pop in and pop out. It's like different models have different switches and stuff. So some of the models would have a switch there. This is just a 2-door model. It's not like an XL7 or a 4-door, so it was just blank. It had a big blank there. So I popped out the blank and cut a square rectangular hole into it. I found a live wire that just happened to be there. I think there was a plug there for fog lights or a plug there for something that this model doesn't have because it was not connected to anything. I used a test light, and I found a positive wire there that was live with the switch. So it comes on when you turn the ignition switch on. That comes live, and then you can turn it off and on separately also. So I'm going to turn it on there right now. I forgot to put the bottom plate back on there, but that's no big deal for an off-road buggy. Look at it, they work. And they work pretty good too. I step back like, I don't know, I'm about 10 feet away from the fog lights, and my hand is lit up like a Christmas tree. Pretty bright. And yeah, it was a pretty easy project. I just drilled some holes, made a short 3-way wire harness so I could connect them both to one live wire. and I used those plug-in connectors so you can unplug it, and I ran one wire through the firewall. There was a plastic plug in the firewall there that was not being used, so I drilled a hole the same size as the wire to make it nice and snug, just in case we go through the water again. Like if you've seen my other videos, sometimes we take this thing through the water, so I tried to make it a snug fit through the firewall. And so the live wire comes in here and hooks up to the switch, or the wire from the lights, I should say, comes in here and hooks up to the switch. And just simple off and on from here, because I put a live wire from the factory harness to the switch, and then from here out to the fog lights. So you can turn it off and on, and it only comes on when the key is on, or when there's power. When you turn the key on, there's power there, so you don't have to worry about leaving them on when you turn the truck off. Or when you turn the vehicle off, they turn off. Even if you leave the switch on accidentally, they'll turn off with the switch. So it's cool because they work off and on with the switch, but only when the ignition's on, so you don't have to worry about draining the battery by accident or something. And yeah, I put that winch on in one of the last videos. Clearly I didn't do a good job putting the fair lead on, because it's just sitting there. It did break. The tack welds that I put on there to hold it across, they broke. But anyway, I'll fix the fair lead for the winch. I'll fix that sometime. But I had a little bit of spare time today, so this evening. So I got the fog lights on. It's way more awesomer as frig now. Way more awesomer as frig. So yeah, next time I go off-roading, if it's I think I think the last time we went, we didn't get back till dark, so that'd be pretty handy, having extra light for the trail and for the bad weather and whatnot. Compensate for these hazy headlights. Anyway, that's pretty much all the only update I got for today. So next time I go wheeling, I'll probably put them to the test, depending on if we go at dark or dusk or whatever. And yeah, there's not too much to talk about there. Just one wire. You don't have to put a ground wire on, because the body, the frame, the steel bumper here is the ground. And I made sure that they were grounded good by putting power to the wire and checking for continuity and checking that the light would light up and stuff. So pretty simple. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you. If you want to see more videos on this, check out some of my older videos. I've got older videos on this buggy, off-roading and going through 2-3 feet of water with it and whatnot. And if you're not a subscriber, click on the subscribe button. What's the matter for yourself? If you're not a subscriber, what the hell is the matter for yourself? You better click on that subscribe button. It's free. And you get more updates every time I post a video. You'll get an update or a notification. Anyway, that's it. That's it for this update. See you next time.